Welcome to our channel Elimika Mtandaoni. My name is Agustino Mogosi. Today we are proceeding with a series of lectures on final year project, and today I will be talking about a project proposal. Follow me along. Actually, let's first get an understanding what a project proposal is. Actually, this is a type of work that represents the basic plan of how a student or how somebody would hope to accomplish the research goals of his final year project. That means you say in your final year project as a student, in your final year project, then you have some goals that you need to accomplish. When I say goals, I mean some objectives. For example, let's say you have the main objective of your course is of your, let's say, project is to develop a certain system. So that is your main goal. So when we say a project proposal, that means it's a basic plan of how you are going to accomplish that objective of developing a system. So to explain how you are going to achieve such objectives, there is where you write what we call a proposal. But you have to note one thing, that a good proposal is very useful in organizing time and resources to complete your final year project. Remember, you have your final year project, so you have to know at what time you will accomplish which objective. Let's say you have 3 objectives. Let's say this is objective 1, you have objective 2, you have objective 3, etc. until, let's say, 5. Now with your proposal, you will set a plan to explain at what time you will achieve objective number 1, at what time you will achieve objective number 2, etc. etc. Actually, the project proposal will contain a surface study on the research project. But you have to note one thing: writing a project proposal is not as difficult as most people think. The difficult part is usually on knowing what topic you want to base on your final year project. So if you know the topic, then writing a proposal won't be a big task. Once you have done this, then other things become easier. The key to picking an awesome project topic, if you want to come up with a very good topic, then you have to concentrate on the current problems. Stay down and see what are the current problems in your environment, current problems in your work environment, current problems in your schooling, current problems in your society. So, and you have to try to find a topic in the field of your study that you will solve those problems. For example, if you are from a department of information system and technologies, that is IST, then your field of study is on information technology and information systems. So when you are looking for a topic, then you have to find a topic whose solutions will be basing on the field of your study, that is information technology and information system. After you have picked a topic, then the next thing you should do is to research the topic and understanding what the topic entails. That means if you have selected, let's say, a certain topic, suppose a topic about transportation issues. Let's talk about transportation issues. Then you want to come up, let's say, with the transport information system. Then what you have to do after you have picked up this topic, then you have to research on those topic. That means you have to do a thorough study. You have to do a thorough study on transport information system. Now, after you have done a thorough study, there is where you will get a gap of what you as a student would propose a new solution. That means if you see a problem, That means there are some people who have had some solutions for that problems, but their solutions might not be satisfactory. So if you have a better way to solve the problem with a different way other than the way that has been solved by other authors, then that is what we call a gap, and that is what you should follow in accomplishing your project. Now let's see what steps you will follow when writing a proposal for your final year project. Writing your final year project should start with a title. You should think of a title that carries the topic of your study. That means, for example, we have talked about transport information system. This is our topic. Then the title could be developing transport information system, or you could even just say transport information system as your title. A title should be very brief. It should be clear and easy to understand. So that is how you should write your title. Then another step that follows after you have picked up a title is introduction. Actually, with the introduction, what you do, you have a number of parts in the introduction. The first thing will be the background of your proposal. Then in the background, this background actually explains the problems that your research would be solving. It will also describe the practical approaches you will be using to solve these problems. So in the background, you will be explaining a bit about problems your research will be solving. So you will explain the first problem, the second, the third, if there are 3 problems or what. But again, down below there, you will explain the practical approaches of how you will solve such problems. For example, we have been talking about the transport information systems. So maybe the problem is in booking ticket, or the problem is in locating the vehicle, or the problem is, and then you propose a practical approach to solve these problems. For example, you can introduce electronic ticketing. So if you introduce electronic ticketing, then it means that the solution to your problem of transport information system is in electronic ticketing. So you want to come up with an electronic ticketing system. Okay, now after you have written your introduction should also be able to explain how these problems relate to your field of study. Your introduction should be easy to understand and should be backed up by facts. That means you shouldn't just say mere words. If you say something, then that thing must be accompanied with evidence, either through citation or some situational analysis. So try to make it as engaging as possible. Don't be boring as you are writing your research proposal. Then after you have written your introduction, then you come to the purpose of your study. With the purpose of your study, the goal of your project topic should be clearly defined in that section. That is the section which is called the purpose of the study. You should be able to provide practical reasons why you think that this project is important. This section, which is the purpose of your research, will state objectives that will be accomplished. For example, we are talking about transport information system. You could say the main objective of your project is to develop transport information system. That is your main objective, and you should also state the specific objectives. So writing specific objectives depends on what methodology you are following. For example, you could say the first specific objective is to gather requirements, the second one is to analyze the requirements, the third one is to design the system, and the fourth one is to develop the system. So these four objectives make up one objective, which is to develop transport information system. So in that part of purpose of your research, there is where you write your main objective and the specific objectives. Then follows the methodology. Speaking of methodology, in this section you will provide a detailed explanation of your intended project approach. Here we are talking about approach. For example, if you are talking about software development, then you will state what methodology will you use. For example, we have some software development methodologies, several software development methodologies. So if the project is about developing software, then you will state whether you will be using a waterfall model, you will be using iterative model, etc. But if you are doing a research project, then you need to state whether it will be quantitative research or it would be qualitative research. Basically, these are the methods that you will use in order to accomplish the objectives that you have stated in the purpose of your research section. Instruments is another step. In this section, you will describe the type of research instrument that you will be using to conduct your project. It depends on the objectives. The instruments may be things like interviews, questionnaires, or experiments. But in the software development, the instruments could be the models. The instruments could be the models like data flow diagrams, the conceptual models, the ERDs, the entity relationship diagrams. This could be taken as your instruments in accomplishing the project. Now you go to references and citation. This is the last part of your research proposal. You have to note one thing, that all academic writings require references and citation. So as you are doing your writing, don't forget to cite, and in the end, don't forget to refer, to make some references. This shows that the readers that you value the work done by others that has helped you formulate the research proposal. It also shows the readers that you understand your project topic, and citations should include things like the names of authors, the title of publication, the date of publication, and it depends on the referencing styles that you are using. For example, if you are using upper style, then upper style just requires the name of the author and the year of publication. Now, to finish our lecture today, let us talk about final year proposal format. Final year proposal format. How the format looks like. The first thing, when you are writing a final year proposal, it should have a cover page. And the cover page, there is where you will put student numbers and names, as well as the program. For example, you say student with a name Agustino Mogosi, registration number this, then it belongs to program BSc IS or BSc PIS. Then it should be followed in the cover page. You should also put a title of your project, and down below there you should put the name of your supervisor. So that is the cover page of your final year project proposal. Then it should be followed by the introduction part. In the introduction part,
you will find three important things. First, you will put the background as we have explained previously. Then you will explain about the problem statement, and you will state the objectives. Thereafter will be followed by literature review, where you will put a summary of your of the literature that you have done. Then it is followed by methodology. In the methodology, you will put what methods will be used, what models, if you are talking about development of a software, etc. Then you should include in your proposal planning and budget. Here you should explain what resources will be needed, how much would those resources cost. So you will say maybe you need a software A, you need this hardware, you need that and that, and down there you put the budget, that how much these resources cost. And in the end of your document, at the end of your document, you will put the reference list. As we have said, the reference is the last part of your research proposal. Actually, all academic writings require references, and that shows your readers that you value the work done by others, and the work done by others are the work that has helped you to come up or to formulate your research proposal. So that is how we write project proposal. So thank you very much for following Elimika Mtandaoni. My name is Agustino Mogos. Please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.